Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Nate from Big Nate TV. Happy Thursday. On my way to work. Do you remember, for some of y'all, you unrighteous people, do you remember the first time that you got high? Better yet, do you remember the first time when you got drunk? I'm going to give you my top 3 stories of when I got high and what happened.
What are you doing, Dad? Oh my God.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no.
Dad.
You know, for the life of me, I can't even really fathom what made me think about this today. But I got up and I thought about the first time I got high. And let me tell you something, because I don't drink and smoke. I really didn't like drinking and smoking. I just kind of did it to fit in. But I remember the first time I got high. I was in college at the illustrious Mississippi Valley State University in Itta-Bena, Mississippi. And I was with my boys from Memphis, Chris and Gabe. Now, I'm going to tell you, they tried to get me to do it. I wasn't really into it and, whatever. But I tried it. I did it. Nothing happened. And I remember they said, we going to Memphis. And these guys, they were older than me. But, these are my dogs. These are my dogs. And what happened was, they gave me the blunt. When they gave me the blunt, I hit it. So we had wine, and it was kind of funny how I did this. What happened was, I smoked the blunt, and I would hold the smoke. And then to push it down, I would take a swig of wine. So I did this like 3-4 times, and nothing happened. About 10 minutes after all of this has happened, about 10 minutes, I kept hearing this train. I don't know where this train was coming from, but all I know is I was hearing a train. And, and I kept looking behind me and looking behind me. And they were like, I'm like, where's this train coming from? I'm in the back seat now. And so my boys are like, what are you talking about, a train? And I'm like, I hear this train and it's coming up on us. Now, this is in the 90s. We were smoking stuff that had seeds in it. Not that foolishness y'all drinking now, moon rocks and let me elevate you and all this other stuff. Ma'am, drive. The person in front of me won't drive. Anyways, so they laughing because they're like, oh my God, he's zooted. He's zooted. And it was funny because when we finally got to Memphis, because I was high for hours upon hours upon hours. And when we finally got to Memphis, I was so high when I met his grandmother, I didn't know what to say. All I did was smile. Now, fast forward to me getting out of college. Me getting out of college, I met this girl. I forgot how I met her, but I really loved this girl because she was absolutely drop dead gorgeous. And I said, oh, okay. So, man, we gonna do whatever for our women. Her mom was painting the house. First time meeting her mother. And so they had a tenant in there. He seemed like a really cool dude. I'm like, all right, cool. So we all went. She said, well, let's paint the house. I'm like, I ain't got no problem with that because you my girl. So before we start painting the house, the guy tells me, come on up in the room, Nate. He's an older guy. He's older than me. Young dude. I'm like 23, 22, 23, something like that. And this dude had to be about 30, 33, 34. This is where I learned, watch them roll it up. So he rolls up the joint. I smoke it with him. We laughing and giggling. Ha ha ha! I knew I was high as a kite because I'm sitting here looking at my feet because I don't have my shoes on. And I'm wiggling my toes and I said, I got x-ray vision. And I started laughing. So I don't know. The mother came back. He's high, but he's one of these guys that get high. He can function. I can't function. I go to paint and her mother is looking at me like, are you okay? I'm like, yes, ma'am, I'm absolutely great. Why am I sitting here painting the wall, but the paintbrush isn't touching the wall? I'm painting the air like this. And the last one, this one, I ate an edible. Remember, I don't drink or smoke. My parents had just died. My parents died 45 days apart from cancer. We'll talk about that. That's a wild story in itself. And in DC, they had just made weed legal. No problem. So I went to a pop-up shop. Somebody told me about a pop-up shop. I went in there and I'm like, okay, well, I'm trying to make peace with some people. You know, my brother, one of the kids' moms, I'm trying to make peace. So what happened was, how I found out about the pop-up shop, I was Ubering. And this guy gave me a tip. He gave me an edible. He said, Nate, you don't smoke. So do not eat the whole thing. Just eat a piece of it and, see what happens. Now, mind you, that edible probably sat on my counter for a couple of weeks. Sat on my desk. My puppy at the time, she was trying to get a hold of it. And I'm like, little dog, you will be so high, it won't even be funny. Y'all will meet Honey later on when we go shopping. Even at 7 years old, that's still my baby. But she, man. Anyway, so I went and I got all of this stuff. I spent like maybe $200 in this pop-up shop, And so I said, okay, well, let me get this edible here. And it was like a Rice Krispie treat made out of Fruity Pebbles. All right. So I'm preparing myself because, I'm going to give, people, I'm like, look, man, I'm just, whatever. I'm trying to break the peace because my parents are gone. We're trying to start new beginnings. So one day I got my kids in the house. And I said, okay, I want something to eat. I looked at that edible and the first thing I said to myself, boy, you eat that and it goes south, I can almost promise you it's not going to end well. So I didn't do anything. Why did my dumb behind wait until everybody was gone? It's just me and the dog in the house. I got a puppy that is very rambunctious. Very rambunctious. And I remember eating that edible. I was so high. I was high for 16 hours. I was doing some of the craziest things. Some of the wildest things ran through my head. Like I'm having a whole conversation with myself about life. I'm up here doing a dance called the homeless zombie walk, because I figured, I said, well, if I look out this window and I see a zombie walking down the street, how would he be walking down the street? And I'm going to do the dance for y'all one day. And it was like something from the Grateful Dead. You know how they dress? That's exactly how I was looking. I said, what if this zombie throws his shoulders back and it's almost like the Thriller video, but and it was wild. Then I felt like I wanted to throw fireballs out the window. And I remember doing that. After the edible, I called my brother. I called both of them. And I said, I think I might have OD'd. Mind you, I am high as a kite at 2 a.m. My middle brother he just hung up because he's just an asshole like that. He just hung up the phone. Then I called my youngest brother. I'm like, come and get me. I'm high and I think I OD'd. I said, can you come now? Middle brother said, I'll be there. He didn't get there until 8 o'clock in the morning. Mind you, I called him at 2. No problem. He gets to the house. I got all of this weed hidden. I don't know how he found the weed that I was going to give out. He was like, you don't smoke weed, man of God. That's not you. He gave me a lecture. I'm still high as a kite. And I'm just like, because I'm not comprehending what he's saying. I am, but I'm not. So I'm like, okay. I don't know what he did with all that weed, but it was gone. So I forgot why we left the house, but we had to leave the house. Left the house. I'm going to end y'all with this because he did something that was so impressive. I will never forget this. We walked out the house and I said, I have forgotten my wallet. And he was like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll buy you breakfast. Shocked, because that normally doesn't happen. So what I did, I ordered the same thing over and over and over. I said, let me get a steak, egg, and cheese bagel meal. What my brother ordered was impressive. He said, that's all you want? And I'm like, yeah, when the coffee with 6 sugars in it. Black. I like it like my women. Strong and sweet. Like my coffee like my women. Strong and sweet. Anyway, what happened next, he said, okay, I want to order the same, but I want to customize it. Mind you, I'm still high as a kite at 9 o'clock in the morning. He said, I want a steak, egg, and cheese bagel meal with an extra patty. First off, didn't know I could do that. Then I want you to put 2 round eggs on there. Then I want 2 Canadian bacons, 2 bacons, 2 sausages. What in the F? He didn't order 1, he ordered 2. He said, it's called a suicide sandwich. Sir, I am high as a kite. Yes, it is a suicide sandwich because it's going to clog your arteries up. No, sir, I'm a big dude. My brother is taller than me. He's significantly taller than me. When they put that bag in the car, I couldn't even feel my face because all I remember was sticking my head out the car like I was a dog. And what was happening was that was the longest, fastest car ride I had ever been in. And so when we finally got back to the house and I stumbled my big butt back in that house, I said, never again. Now, I told y'all that story because sometimes the stupid things that we do when we were younger, we can reminisce when we're older and we watch the kids or some of the younger people do and say things. And I'm like this, if you're going to do it, be safe, and have memories with it. I can honestly say these are some of the funniest things in my life. But what I'd like you guys to do in the comment section, drop a comment about the first time you got high or you got drunk and tell us what happened. All right, you guys, I will see you guys later on. I'm going live because I want to test something out. We're going to do game night tonight. We're going to play 20 questions. And it's a trivia question game, and I got some other games that I want to play with you guys. So I appreciate you, and I will see you guys later on tonight.